Hi, I'm Anna. I'm a high school senior.
I'm Mandy Huang, and I'm a junior.
My name is Leonardo Navarro. I am a senior.
I'm Audrey Morgenstern. I'm a junior.
I'm Justin Lau. I'm a 10th grader.
My name is James. I'm a junior.
I'm Grace Flynn. I'm a senior.
My name is Sonia Singh, and I'm a sophomore.
My name is Christopher Mahoney, and I'm a junior.
I'm Emily Chin, and I'm 11th grader.
My name is Kenneth Cervantes, and I am a 9th grader.
Eitan Boaz, 9th grade.
I'm Kara Johnson, and I'm a senior.
I'm Ashwin Shukla, and I'm a junior at San Mateo High School.
Spending time with the family. Like, we play so much more board games now, which is awesome.
I don't know if I'm trying to become a rapper, and this is like what I've been trying to like make new beats on GarageBand and stuff. So that's something that I've wanted to do, I guess, while school was going on, but I had no time.
I'm working on a documentary right now about the whole COVID-19. I am interested in film and stuff like that, so I'm gonna put my heart and soul to it.
A lot of Netflix, a lot of music stuff, just because I like to do music. So music stuff and Netflix and sleeping.
I'm watching a lot of Netflix. I'm spending more time with my siblings that have come back from college, but I've been doing a lot of painting, reading, like puzzle stuff to keep me occupied.
I gotten into photography a little bit. I kind of figured I should get a hobby because I shouldn't just be on TikTok the whole day.
I've been playing with my Launchpad a lot. It's like a techno DJ keyboard kind of thing, EDM kind of music. I've been posting on YouTube too.
I play chess with my family sometimes. It's pretty fun. Yeah, and I also get to spend much more time with my family now. We're having all 3 meals of the day together. We spend more time, and that's one of the only positives from the quarantine thing for me, in my opinion.
Oh my God, it's so hard because I don't know. You just don't feel motivated to do stuff. I don't feel motivated to do my schoolwork.
I'll be honest with you, my grades weren't the best before the whole quarantine thing happened, and I was really trying my best to bring them up and study harder. And now that this whole thing has happened, I'm personally pretty scared for myself. When I was at school, I was more motivated to do everything. I always had a teacher in class I could easily communicate to, talk to.
Trying to do my homework, that's a big thing because it's really hard to. I have no motivation.
I guess I don't feel the pressure of doing it anymore. I know how to do it and I still do it, but it's just, it's just kind of hard to focus. I just could be laying in bed, I suppose, instead of doing my homework.
No one really to hold me accountable for doing my work, except for myself.
I'd say it also has its perks because now that you can work at your own pace. If you finish your classwork earlier, then you can, you have more time to do other stuff.
Why should I go watch that hour-long video when I can just, chill?
It's a lot harder to focus. There's just so many distractions, and there's no real, push for you to be good at what you're doing.
I had a friend at school who I used to he basically tutored me kind of, and now I can't even contact him like that anymore, and it's just not the same.
There's no real way to test anymore. It's completely true that when someone wants there to be no notes on a test, that's just frankly not going to happen.
It's just that bad. Am I learning? Not really.
It feels so far from what matters right now. For some people, grades in college are their life, but there's so much more to worry about. When you look back on your junior year of high school, when you're 40, you're not going to remember what your grades were. You're going to remember that you were at home because of Corona.
We didn't take it as seriously at first, or a lot of us didn't take it seriously at first, and now it's kind of hit us in the face, this is a real thing and this isn't a joke.
I remember joking about it, I was playing the coronavirus song. Every single time I walk into a classroom, it was funny. A lot of my classmates said it was funny. I wasn't really thinking too much of it. Now as the days keep going, I'm just realizing no, it's not getting any better.
At first, there were a lot of memes about it going on, people weren't taking it too seriously. But I think now people are definitely more worried about it,
We thought that we'd have more to do, but it's not. We made it seem so much better than it was.
It was my birthday on the 14th, and so I went out on the 15th. to like Half Moon Bay or something. It was weird because we got to the restaurant and there was so many tables open, but they're like, we can't seat you guys. And we were like, but there's tables open. And they were like setting 2 tables between every party that was eating for social distancing. So that was strange. That was kind of crazy.
It didn't get real for me until I went outside on the first bike ride that I went on. And I'm just biking down this like empty road, and a woman was running. We're on the same side of the road and she's running towards me, and she ran to the other side of the road. And like she ran. And I was like kind of offended, but then I was like, no, she's just being responsible.
We should have taken action a lot quicker. I feel like there are a lot of things that the government could do that they're not doing right now. They're not taking like enough steps to try to prevent this issue from spreading.
Right now, I feel the biggest issue is not having enough tests, because if we don't know who's sick, we won't know like if they can spread it or how many other people can get it from them.
I don't know. I mean, this virus is really hard to control, and some people just don't understand that it's much bigger than themselves.
I know there's been people talking about how a few years ago President Trump like eliminated or did something to the pandemic team for the federal government. I feel like there could have been a lot more preparation for something like this.
I thought the government was more on top of it than they actually were. Like, I think I had a little too much faith in the federal government.
Most of the reason why I personally feel safe is because San Francisco and California were some of the like fastest responders to the threat. And that was on a statewide level.
I'm kind of grateful that it didn't escalate to how it is in New York, because it like could have.
Look at New York versus San Francisco. Like the difference that us going into quarantine maybe like a week earlier made, it's like actually astounding.
The way that San Mateo County handled it specifically was very good. We actually got cited as an example of a really good way that a county is handling corona in a New York Times article really recently.
I think everyone's been staying inside, and I heard that California doesn't have as many cases as we could have had just because we're kind of ahead of this whole thing.
For me, it's still very surreal. Like, I don't feel that it's actually happening, because I think obviously all I have to do is stay inside. I mean, I'm doing school from home. It doesn't really feel like we're in the like epicenter of what's happening. So I feel like I feel privileged to not really feel that it's happening yet.
I don't feel too scared about it. What I am scared about though is that I'm never gonna see anyone ever again. That's the only thing. I might lose some people.
I'm feeling a little sad just because I know that I'm not going to see a lot of the people that I normally see on a day-to-day basis. I like to talk to people like in person. I like hanging out with people and like talking to people. It's been hard to just having to text my friends instead of going over to see them or seeing them at school.
I guess this is too dramatic, lonely, I guess. It's a little dramatic, but yeah. Some of my friends, I mean, I don't know them well enough to call them, but it's really nice to see them at school, so.
And also, this is weird, but like I can't see any of my grandparents, obviously, because we might be carriers, and then, so I guess that's also sad.
There's not much to do, so like I don't find anything rewarding about staying at home. If anything, it's just everything is more sad.
I don't like it because I can't see anyone. If I could see people, just like, you know, only a few at a time or something, then I'd be chilling, but this just sucks. This is boring.
I think it's fine. I've just been trying to kill time and trying to be as productive as I can.
I don't know. It's been an adjustment, but I think I'm doing fine right now.
It's been pretty monotonous, especially for somebody like me, who my main thing that I like to do to keep my life interesting is like go out and hike.
We were supposed to actually go to Hawaii maybe like next week for a band, and that just really sucks because the whole trip got canceled.
I'm fine, I guess. It's hard being cooped up. It's not like a snow day at all. It's not a vacation. It's hard to fathom, like, looking back in 20 years, I'll be able to say, like, I was a senior during a global health pandemic.
the general feeling is like, that sucks, you know? I mean, I think a lot of people feel the same way as I do. Just kind of sad about it, you know?
It's definitely sad. I think everybody left that day thinking like, oh, we'll be back soon. Like, we'll be back in a few weeks. And then now to know that graduation might be canceled or like prom might be canceled, it's really sad because those are like big senior year things that we get to do as seniors.
I'm a senior and I don't know if I'm gonna get a graduation or a prom.
Like, sad that since like I'm a senior and it's like second semester, we're supposed to be like hanging out and like doing a lot of fun things. We can't really do that now since we have to meet virtually and stuff. But I think it's for the best too, because like school and prom and all these types of things are really like not that important in the bigger sense of like people's lives, you know?
It's ruined. The whole senior year, the whole idea of having my senior year, my last year of high school, which is supposedly your funnest year, the year where you're supposed to go out with your friends and stuff like that, all of that is pretty much canceled. It's ruined. It's no more.
It's not even sad that the events are canceled, but it's more that like we're not going to be with our friends, is what's really makes it hard.
It's really strange to miss being able to go out to a store and buy something. But I'm feeling that. I want to go see my friends, go out and get a sandwich.
I miss getting up and getting ready to go somewhere. Like now I get ready to like go to the living room.
Eating outside and watching movies, for example.
I mean, I like being able to go out, like having the freedom of like going wherever I like wanted and being able to like go to people's houses. Like now we can't.
I miss school. I really do miss school, which is it's funny because like being in school, you like wish you were out of school. But now that I'm out of school for a bad thing, it's just like I miss it. I really miss it.
I miss like driving to school. Like I miss the little elements of my routine that like kept me sane that I don't have anymore.
And like I would do anything to be back in that classroom, sitting like just hearing a teacher talk and being in person and talking to my friends in class. Even though it was all so stressful at times, you know, that's what I really miss.
I think this time just makes us value our friends a lot more. Makes us realize how sometimes we may have taken people for granted.
I miss actually running around, like tackling all my friends, playing like football or tag or whatever.
Just being able to like walk around and like see familiar faces.
Just being around people is something that I took for granted. Like it feels weird to just not see people for so long. I like a lot of my teachers too, so I guess even being around teachers and stuff.
Please stay home. Don't go outside. Don't meet up with your friends. You can do that later. I see a lot of people outside and they shouldn't be. Just stay at home, follow what the government says, and I hope everything will be all right soon.
Don't spend 10 hours on your phone or computer. It's a bad idea.
Don't watch the news too much because that's really bad for your mental health.
Take care of yourself, I guess. I'm in this too. I can't put myself up on a pedestal and say that I know exactly what's going on, but just do what the government says.
Just make the best of the situation. Connect with friends in different ways. We have so much technology nowadays. Not that hard, but it's really important to stay away from human contact, especially because, it's going to spread.
If you are going out and hanging out with your friends, you are on the wrong side of history.
Now that you have more time for yourself, don't spend that time in vain, but rather use this time to explore yourself, to explore your interests.
I'd say take it day by day and don't worry too much about like the long term and how stress about stuff that hasn't happened yet, but don't be afraid to speak out your concerns and talk about the coronavirus crisis that we're in right now.
Your feelings are valid, whether it's because you might be losing a family member or your graduation is canceled. Just your feelings are valid, and we'll get through this.
We are living through history right now, but it's going to get better. At the end of the day, it's going to solve itself slowly. It's painful right now, but history has shown we have dealt with things like this before, and we have managed to survive, and we have managed to keep on pushing through. And I think the same thing is going to happen. History is going to repeat itself. It's super bad right now, but it's going to get better, and everything's going to fix itself.
Just ride it out. And eventually we'll all be back at school. Whether or not that is this year or next year, who knows? But eventually we'll all be back at school and saying, man, wasn't that weird?